Chris's friend, ex-girlfriend, Terry, was looking for him because she was supposed to see him before he left for North Carolina. And she just could not get in contact with him. She went to his apartment and things did not seem right. It didn't appear that he had actually just left for North Carolina. His car was gone, but he also had a truck, and that was still there. And inside his apartment, it looked like he was halfway through packing. So after 10 days, she called the police, and they began searching for him. She did a little of her own research and found out that he was having an affair with Kelly Cochran. But anyway, the police found his car, and inside the car was a small scrap of paper with directions to somebody's house. So they followed the directions, which took them to Kelly and Jason's house. So they went to the house, they spoke to the couple, and they asked them to come down to the station for questioning. They questioned them separately. Kelly was very at ease, not even slightly nervous. She told them that she was having an affair with Chris and that her husband knew, and they had an open marriage, which he was okay with because he had a bad back. So then they spoke to Jason, and he said he was unhappy about the affair. He did not support it. But regardless, he did not know anything about the whereabouts of Chris. So that was that. But the authorities did manage to get a search warrant, and when they came to the house, they found no evidence. Can you imagine? A man was shot and dismembered in their house, and there was no evidence. How did they clean it up so well? It makes you start wondering if this was not their first time. But we're not going to get any more about that. I'm just throwing that out for you to think about, okay? I'm not really leading us in any particular direction with opposite